Imagine this, a garden where you plant once and it keeps giving back year after year. No replanting every spring, no bending over to pull weeds every season, just a steady rhythm of growth, beauty, and harvest. For those of us who've spent a lifetime tending gardens, the idea of perennial crops feels like a well-earned reward for patience and care. These plants come back stronger each season, asking for little but offering so much: color, nutrition, and joy. Most gardeners spend their time restarting the cycle every year with annuals: tilling, seeding, replanting, repeating. But research from the USDA Agricultural Research Service, ARS, shows that perennial crops not only save effort, they also improve soil health by reducing erosion up to 60% and building long-term fertility. Today, we'll explore 9 incredible perennial crops that are easy to grow, deeply rewarding, and perfectly suited for gardeners of all ages, especially those who want to keep gardening joyfully without the heavy lifting. So grab your favorite garden gloves and a cup of tea. Let's see which of these plant once, harvest forever crops could thrive right in your backyard. The 9 best perennial crops for effortless, ongoing harvests. Number 1, rhubarb. Rhubarb is one of the first plants to wake up in spring, those thick, red stalks pushing through the soil while most of the garden is still asleep. Once established, a rhubarb plant can live 10 to 15 years, producing reliable harvest season after season. For many gardeners, it's a reminder that nature renews itself, even after the longest winter. Rhubarb thrives in rich, well-drained soil with plenty of sunlight. It's best to plant it where it can stay for years, since it doesn't like to be disturbed once rooted. Each crown needs about 3 feet of space to spread comfortably. The Cornell University Cooperative Extension advises gardeners not to harvest during the first growing season, allowing the plant to build strong roots that lead to better yields in future years. Here's an important safety note. While the stalks are edible and delicious, rhubarb leaves contain oxalic acid and should never be eaten. Stick to the colorful stems for jams, pies, and sauces. Rhubarb asks for very little: occasional watering during dry spells and a layer of mulch in fall to protect the crown through winter. Senior gardening tip: plant rhubarb near a walkway or raised bed edge. Its thick stalks are easy to grab, meaning you can harvest without bending or straining. With its low-maintenance nature and cheerful color, rhubarb is a true plant once, enjoy forever crop. The perfect start to every spring garden. Number 2, Jerusalem artichoke. If you've ever wanted a crop that practically grows itself, Jerusalem artichoke, or sunchoke, might be your new favorite. This hardy, sunflower-like perennial produces knobby underground tubers that taste like a cross between a potato and a nutty water chestnut. Once planted, it can thrive for decades with little attention. Sunchokes are tough. They tolerate poor soils, drought, and neglect, making them a perfect choice for low-maintenance gardeners. Plant the tubers 4 to 5 inches deep and 18 inches apart in full sun. Within months, they'll shoot up tall stems, often 8 to 10 feet high, creating both beauty and function in your garden. According to USDA Soil Health Research 2020, Jerusalem artichokes improve soil texture and microbial life through their extensive root systems, making them not just productive but regenerative for your garden. One note of caution: these plants spread aggressively. It's best to grow them in a contained bed or large raised planter to prevent them from taking over. Senior tip: plant sunchokes along the edge of your garden to form a natural windbreak. Their tall stems protect smaller plants while providing a steady harvest of crisp, sweet tubers, a delicious reward that returns year after year. Number 3, chives. For gardeners who love easy wins, chives are unbeatable. Once planted, they return year after year with minimal care, offering a steady supply of onion-flavored greens that brighten soups, salads, and eggs. But chives don't just feed you. They feed your garden too. Their purple blossoms attract bees and beneficial insects, boosting pollination for your entire yard. Chives thrive in moist, well-drained soil and prefer full to partial sunlight. They're perfectly suited for containers or raised beds, making them ideal for seniors who prefer gardening at waist height. Space plants about 8 inches apart to give them room to form healthy clumps. Research from the University of California, Davis highlights that chives contain allicin, a natural compound known to lower cholesterol and support healthy blood pressure. A big plus for heart-conscious gardeners. They're also forgiving. Trim them regularly, and they'll keep producing lush new growth all season long. You can even let some flower for pollinators and still enjoy fresh greens later. Senior tip, keep a pot of chives right outside your kitchen door. They're lightweight, aromatic, and always ready for a quick snip. A perfect mix of convenience, health, and beauty in one small perennial package. Number 4, horseradish. If you love bold flavor and zero-maintenance gardening, horseradish is your dream crop. This hardy perennial is almost impossible to kill. Plant it once, and it will keep coming back for decades. With its thick, spicy roots, horseradish adds punch to sauces, pickles, and roasts, while requiring minimal effort from you. To plant, start with a root-cutting set at a slight angle about 2 inches deep and 12 inches apart in loose, well-drained soil. Give it full sun for the best growth. Once established, horseradish practically takes care of itself. Just water during long, dry spells, and it will reward you with vigorous growth. According to University of Illinois Extension, 2019, horseradish contains allyl isothiocyanate, a natural compound with antibacterial and antifungal properties, making it one of the healthiest flavor boosters you can grow. One word of caution, this plant is a strong spreader. Any small root left in the soil will regrow, so plant it in a separate bed or large container to keep it contained. Senior tip, the thick, firm roots are easy to harvest without bending or kneeling too much. It's a perfect set-and-forget plant for gardeners who want flavor, function, and freedom from constant upkeep. Number 5, asparagus. Every seasoned gardener deserves a plant that keeps giving, and asparagus is just that. Once established, this classic perennial can produce delicious spears for 15 to 20 years. Though it requires patience in the first couple of seasons, the payoff is worth every moment. Start with 1-year-old crowns, which establish faster than seeds. Dig a trench about 8 inches deep and wide enough to spread the roots. Cover lightly with soil, then continue filling as the plants grow. Asparagus thrives in well-drained soil and full sun. Keep each plant about 18 inches apart, giving them space to expand over the years. Research from Penn State Extension, 2020, shows that asparagus yields peak between years 3 and 10, with steady production before gradually declining after 15 years. Proper care, including regular composting and weed control, can extend its lifespan even longer. Nutritionally, asparagus is a powerhouse, rich in folate, fiber, and antioxidants that support heart and digestive health. Senior tip, dedicate a permanent raised bed for asparagus and keep maintenance simple. Light mulching, minimal tilling, and one good trim in the fall. Once established, it's one of the easiest and most rewarding vegetables for lifelong gardeners. Number 6, sorrel. If you're looking for a leafy green that asks for almost nothing but keeps giving all season, sorrel is your new best friend. With its bright, lemony flavor, sorrel adds a refreshing twist to soups, salads, and sauces. Perfect for anyone who enjoys a hint of citrus without the acid. This perennial green thrives in rich, well-drained soil and partial sun, though it tolerates a wide range of conditions. Once planted, it sends up tender young leaves throughout spring and summer, coming back year after year with minimal care. According to University of Wisconsin Extension, 2021, sorrel contains 3 times more vitamin C than spinach, making it a nutrient-dense choice for immune support and overall vitality. It's also incredibly resilient, resistant to most pests and diseases, making it ideal for gardeners who prefer simplicity over fuss. Senior tip, sorrel is excellent for interplanting with other crops and can be harvested standing up. No deep bending required. Snip the outer leaves and let the center keep producing for a steady supply of tangy greens that brighten both your meals and your garden. Number 7, globe artichoke. Few plants combine elegance and utility quite like the globe artichoke. With its silvery foliage, tall stature, and striking buds, It's both a gourmet vegetable and a statement piece for your garden. Each plant can produce for 5 years or more, delivering tender, flavorful artichokes each spring and summer. Artichokes thrive in full sun and rich, well-drained soil. Give each plant about 3 feet of space to spread. They can grow quite large. In cooler climates, start seedlings indoors and transplant them after the last frost. In warmer regions, you can plant directly outdoors. A 2022 study from the USDA Horticultural Crops Lab found that artichokes are rich in cynarin, a compound known to support liver health and digestion, making them one of the most beneficial vegetables you can grow. Senior tip: artichokes typically reach waist height, so they're easy to care for and harvest without bending. Simply cut the buds while they're still tight for eating, or let a few bloom into large purple flowers that attract pollinators and beautify your garden. Number 8. Blueberries. If you want a fruit that keeps rewarding your patience year after year, blueberries are hard to beat. These hardy shrubs can live 20 years or more, and their yields actually increase as they mature. Once established, they become a beautiful and dependable centerpiece in any garden, producing bowls of juicy, antioxidant-rich berries every summer. Blueberries thrive in acidic soil with a pH between 4.5 and 5.5. To achieve this, amend your soil with peat moss, pine mulch, or sulfur-based soil acidifiers. They love full sun but can handle partial shade, and they grow wonderfully in raised beds or large containers. According to research by the USDA Agricultural Research Service, ARS, regular blueberry consumption has been linked to improved short-term memory and cognitive health in older adults, thanks to powerful compounds called anthocyanins. These same pigments give the berries their deep blue color and antioxidant punch. Senior tip: blueberries grow to waist or chest height, making them easy to harvest without stooping. Plant at least 2 different varieties nearby to ensure cross-pollination and bigger, sweeter fruit. A few minutes of picking on a summer morning can give you a basket full of brain-boosting goodness. Number 9. Walking onions. Imagine a plant that practically plants itself. That's the walking onion, also known as the Egyptian onion. Instead of seeds, it produces tiny bulbs, top sets, on the ends of its stalks. As these bulbs grow heavier, the stalk bends down and reroots itself, creating a new plant and walking across your garden year after year. Plant the bulbs 6 inches apart in well-drained soil and full sun. Once established, they thrive in nearly any condition with minimal care. According to the University of Missouri Extension 2021, walking onions are so resilient they can survive temperatures as low as -20 degrees Fahrenheit and continue growing through multiple seasons. Senior tip: these onions are perfect for raised beds or container gardens. They require little bending or maintenance, and their multiple edible parts make them a true kitchen staple. You can harvest the green shoots like chives, dig up the underground bulbs for cooking, or use the top sets to start new plants. They're nature's perpetual onion supply, a smart, sustainable addition to any senior-friendly garden that values both convenience and abundance. Why perennials improve soil and health. Perennial crops aren't just time savers. They're powerful allies for both soil health and personal well-being. According to the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service, 2020, perennial plants retain 40% more nitrogen in the soil than annual crops, preventing nutrient runoff and supporting long-term fertility. Their deep, fibrous root systems act like natural anchors, reducing erosion and improving soil texture over time. Research from the University of Kansas Agroecology Lab further shows that perennial root networks boost earthworm populations and beneficial soil microbes, creating a living ecosystem that enriches soil biology. This means healthier soil, better water retention, and a more self-sustaining garden, perfect for seniors who prefer lower maintenance. Perennial vegetables like kale, chives, sorrel, and asparagus also deliver higher levels of essential minerals compared to short-season greens. A 2022 Tufts University study found that older adults who regularly consumed polyphenol-rich perennial vegetables experienced reduced chronic inflammation and oxidative stress, leading to better heart and joint health. Beyond physical benefits, The mental rewards of gardening with perennials are profound. The American Psychological Association reports that seniors who garden with perennial plants have a 33% lower risk of depression, thanks to the calming rhythm of nurturing plants that return each year. The acts of planting, observing growth, and harvesting create a powerful sense of continuity, one that strengthens memory and emotional balance. Practical tips for senior gardeners. Creating a senior-friendly perennial garden starts with smart, ergonomic design. Raise beds about 24 to 30 inches high, reduce strain on the back and knees. Use garden chairs with armrests and lightweight, long-handled tools to make tending easier and safer. When it comes to watering, switch to a drip or soaker hose system with a timer. It conserves water and eliminates heavy lifting. Keep hoses off walking paths to reduce tripping hazards. Adopt a gentle seasonal care routine. Spring, clear debris, prune dead stems, and refresh the soil with compost. Summer, maintain consistent watering, mulch to retain moisture, and enjoy harvesting. Fall, add a layer of mulch for winter insulation, and let perennials rest naturally. Safety is key, especially in cooler months. Work outdoors in late morning when paths are dry. Always wear gloves, a wide-brimmed hat, and sturdy shoes. Consider non-slip mats or gravel paths to prevent falls. And remember, gardening isn't about speed, it's about presence. With the right setup, even 15 minutes a day of light weeding or harvesting can provide exercise, vitamin D, and a deep sense of satisfaction. As many older gardeners say, you don't just grow plants, they help you grow stronger too. Yearly care calendar. Caring for perennial crops doesn't require constant work, just steady attention through the seasons. Spring. Gently cut away dry leaves from last year, add a layer of compost, and restart your watering system. This is also harvest season for early risers like rhubarb, asparagus, and sorrel, which offer fresh food before most other plants wake up. Summer. Keep your watering routine consistent, especially during heat waves. Jerusalem artichokes and horseradish may spread quickly, so trim or divide them to maintain control. Harvest chives, onion tops, and blueberries for fresh summer flavor. Fall. Dig horseradish roots and harvest sunchokes after the first frost. That's when their flavor turns naturally sweet. Add new mulch, cut back any dying foliage, and let your plants prepare for rest. Winter. In colder zones, protect artichoke crowns with straw or mulch. Check soil moisture occasionally, but avoid disturbing the roots. Let the garden rest while you plan next year's additions. According to the USDA Climate Hub 2023, maintaining a 2 to 3 inch mulch layer year-round keeps soil temperature stable and reduces root stress during winter freezes. A little care each season ensures your perennials reward you for years to come. Planting perennial crops isn't about doing less. It's about gardening smarter. Each plant you set today becomes a long-term investment in nourishment, beauty, and peace of mind. Perennials save time, strengthen your soil, and connect you more deeply with the rhythm of nature. They remind us that good things grow slowly and faithfully return. As we like to say here, October or April, it doesn't matter. When you plant perennials, you plant peace of mind. So why not start this season? Choose just 2 or 3 of these easy, resilient crops. Watch them come back year after year and feel the quiet joy of tending a garden that remembers you. Keep growing, keep smiling, and remember, a peaceful garden keeps you young at heart.